All right, so now we're gonna talk really quick about typical members, typical layers of these elements and these elements. Typically, we're gonna have, and I'm going to do it in order, starting with the joints. We're gonna have, and actually from the top to the bottom. I'm gonna start from the top to the bottom, top to bottom. Typically, we begin with 1/2 inch finished floor, if it is wood. 3/4 inch plywood as a soft floor. That's typical. Typically, floor joists are made out of the following: either 2x8s, 2x10s, or 2x12s, which are in reality true dimension 1.5 inches by 7.25 inches, or 9.25 inches, or 11.25 inches. I am referring to the last numbers. Why? Because the 1.5 is still the same for all of them. 2x. All right. Then we have something called strapping, which is made out of 3/4 inch. It's called strapping. We never connect our gypsum wall board directly to the joist. We always connect it to something called strapping. It could be made out of metal and it doesn't matter. It will always be called strapping. And it's made out of 1x3s, which is 3/4 inch by about, the width doesn't really matter to me, but you could call it, I don't know, 2 inches. Or actually 3 inches, to be honest. Okay, so that's what it's made out of. Then, if the basement is finished, and the scrapping is only done if the basement is finished. If the basement is not finished, you don't even have scrapping. We're gonna have 1/2 inch gypsum wall board, which is gypsum wall board. And that's the assembly, the typical assembly that you're gonna have for a floor. In this particular case, we do not have any of these other members. We only have, starting from the top, you know what, I'm gonna just copy this and put it at the bottom. That's how it is, top to bottom. Now, that's that. Now, dealing with typical walls, starting from the exterior to the interior. So exterior to the interior, we're gonna start with typically 1/2 inch siding. It could be 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch or 3/4 inch sheathing. And you're like, which one do I use? I don't care. For now, use 3/4 for most old buildings because they didn't have the 1/2 inch and the 5/8 inch options. So for old buildings that are typically made out of 2x4s, which is gonna be the next layer, we're gonna be using the 3/4 inch sheathing. Then we're going to have either 2x4 or 2x6. Period. Nothing else. Those are the only two possible options for exterior walls on any existing condition building that you may find that's done with platform frame construction. Now, this is platform frame construction and even balloon frame construction. If you don't know about those types of construction, I have shared a PDF book that talks a lot about wood construction. Anybody that wants to really master residential architecture in the United States must understand wood frame construction. So then the next item that we're gonna do is 1/2 inch gypsum wall board. And that makes up all of the layers that you would typically find on any particular exterior wood frame construction wall. That's it. Those are all of those guys. They have, these elements manifest themselves. Like the strapping is typically represented, because it goes in that direction. And the gypsum wall is represented like different dashes. Revit already has it, so you don't have to go too far.
I
Does that make sense? Is that understood? Is that clear? I heard a little scream. If you didn't get to do a screenshot of that, go to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe and share. Thank you.